It went off.
Turn on, tune in, and do it fast. It's time for the Evercast. Are you ready to greet Ed, Rich, Crow, and Pete as they talk Evercade? Good times will never fade. Put away the switchblade, sheath the sword of Vienna. Stop the blaster master, there's no enemy below as we dip into euphoria. Turn on, tune in, and do it fast. It's time for the Evercast.
Hey, everybody.
If I knew Ed was wearing a shirt, I wouldn't wear it.
We were in
But you did know that the second you
This is
saw it.
literally my pajama shirt.
That's true. Well, how's everyone doing today? I know we got a few things to talk about.
An hour of political rants ahead. Yes, Gene.
And dead silence.
What are we doing? What are we doing here again today?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not much going on.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No.
Yeah, no, I think just only the showcase. But let's see who's here before we dive into that. And I'm sure Rich will maybe not jump on. Who do we have? We got the Big John channel. Of course, we have Genejoke.
Isn't that a wrestler?
John. I don't know.
Sounds like
Yeah,
it could
Could
be.
be.
Big John something wrestler. Yeah.
Big John. We got Dan Ruff, Infamous Ian Hobbies. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that, Dan. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, and how wrong you are.
The best collection Blades ever put out, and they put it on their showcase, and they did the right thing. And this alone is going to sell 1 million copies. So
I don't think you realize how good some of the games on that collection
Yeah, I
are.
know. I did a reaction to Ed's video during my stream.
I meant to watch that. I just never. I forgot to go back and check it.
It was freaking awesome.
We'll get into that. Joe Whitlash. We got Spins, we got Thunder Force, and all that. But before we say about the showcase, I actually want to, because I asked everybody what they thought of the showcase. They thought, and then I can't wait to talk about Gremlin. Oh my god! I asked people, like, how do you feel about the Showcase 3? And out of 129 votes, 36% people, they said they love it. They're wet with joy. 10%.
Gross.
Yep.
Gross.
That was a choice that I feel like they're really into it.
What if I was dry with joy?
You could be.
But there's no option for that.
No, just to make it more fun. and then I'm surprised this number wasn't higher. Not happy. We have games locked to the Super Pockets, so 10%. And then I'm kind of at just it was just okay for me. That's kind of where I'm at, 47%, and then 7% of the people big letdown. So that's kind of good.
Honestly, you know how it would have gone over better if they didn't announce it ahead of time. If they just put it out without any sort of fanfare whatsoever.
Yeah.
Then it would have been, but they hyped it up way too much, like a month ahead of time, and you expected something better than what it was.
Yeah, because hyping it up probably wasn't. I guess they had no choice because they were they needed somebody to know what was happening. I guess.
Well, yeah, they kind of took. No, the problem was they really hyped up Neo Geo, and they only had one Neo Geo cart. Not enough Neo Geo, and only 3 carts.
You know what? It's funny. I don't think they actually hyped up Neo Geo. They mentioned Neo Geo, and everybody got hyped about Neo Geo.
I think everybody else hyped it up, but they didn't really talk about it after announcing it. They didn't say.
And then they mentioned it I don't know how many, like a month or two ago. Yeah. And then when they mentioned the showcase, they mentioned, Neo Geo will be in the showcase. And that was it. That was the extent of how
was
much
the complaining from certain people for the last 2-3 months. They weren't talking about Neo Geo.
No.
So they didn't really
like let's just be subtle. And then dude, that's why when we think about it though. This is a showcase. You're showing off supposedly your best games. And then, in my opinion, like you show a franchise from like maybe the second or one of the worst like series we've ever had. So that I had to laugh, the absurdity. And to be honest, I almost thought some of these were a joke because the order date was April Fool's. I almost thought some of this was a joke. If I'm being honest, I was like, are they for real?
Well, they're British. British don't do jokes.
Aw.
Well, they have the dry wit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't care about don't care about super pockets.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just, and I mean, they didn't have the budget for it that they used to because like they reused footage from other showcases and all that, which I guess was fine.
Well, I don't know, like, I don't know what they've been calling a showcase. I'm just thinking back to when they did that one super long one that lasted, I don't know, it was like half hour long or something, and they like pointed out everything they were doing for the rest of the year. This was just to me a normal announcement,
A trailer.
showcasing some upcoming stuff, you know,
Like a trailer.
in the near future. So, I don't know. It's like, is that what they're calling a showcase?
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't know. I mean, it was just them talking about some of the stuff they're bringing out, I guess.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
just
at
what's
the end of
coming
the day,
out.
I didn't get really like. I mean, what Nintendo did was a showcase, but that's the difference between $1 billion company and $1 million company, right? So
They did one thing that massively annoyed me. It's probably, you probably won't even guess what it is, but I'll mention it when we get to it.
Okay.
If you can even guess what it is, but
Like they use the color blue instead of the color green on something. I don't know. Probably something really subtle that most people wouldn't care
it's
about.
really subtle. Yeah, it's a it's a thing that I think a lot of people liked and I hate.
Oh. No, I'll tell you the other thing kind of subtle, which is like Video Games Plus website, they removed the Evercade section, I guess, to make room for Switch 2. And then now they're not offering the pack to buy both of them, and it's almost expensive.
Oh no, they did, because I kept checking, and when they finally put up the pre-orders, they didn't have a bundle. But then, like the day or two later, I got an email, and there was a bundle that you could buy in the email. And so I checked it out, and the bundle was like the same price as if you bought them both individually anyway. So,
but you get free shipping.
Yeah, but you still got free shipping if you bought the stuff together. You know, because it's still
Okay.
Because it's not the item that you're buying that's getting free shipping. It's the amount you're spending overall in your order.
And Video Games Plus?
Yes.
Okay.
where did the Evercade section go?
I think they just had to make room for like Switch 2. You can, on the left of the search bar, you can still pick it and you can search for it. But
you know what's funny is when I type Video Games Plus on my web browser, it automatically just goes right to the Evercade section. Yeah, it's not at the top, but I honestly I don't go into any other section on here, so I probably wouldn't even have noticed.
I'll have to try that, go to the shipping and see if that's cheaper or if Songbird is cheaper, because it was, I don't know, like I remember like you used to be able to get like 2 Evercade carts with free shipping from them for between like $36 and $38, and that was like an incredible deal. So I'm like then it was priced right, and now we're having like too many Giga carts, but.
Well, Video Game Plus.
Yeah, I'm just double checking my order. Yeah, I didn't pay for shipping.
Okay. No, not that part.
But those two carts weren't the only thing I ordered either. So.
Yes, I thought you had to spend like over $100 to get free shipping. I could be wrong.
Okay, maybe that's the case because I did spend over $100.
Yeah, I don't know why they got rid of that. Why they got rid of that bundle? I was like, damn it.
But it's there. The bundle's there. Let me just double get back. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Wait.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I swear I checked this like yesterday.
I don't even see the carts on here anymore.
Yeah, so just to. That would be weird. That'd be
what happened to them?
Yeah,
that's what I was.
Find the Evercade section anymore. I don't even know where the Evercade section is.
Where's my email? I'm gonna click on the link in the email.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, okay, if it can actually.
How can you even get to the Evercade section anymore?
So there is so you can. People told me like it is right here, but that really does nothing. What I did is if you just type Evercade, it was just so weird. And they didn't. Yeah,
videogamesplus.ca/collections/Evercade. That's where it takes me every time I just start to type in the website.
See, what's messed up is they have the Atari 2. They still have the Atari 2 bundle. But I'm like, why don't they?
Where are the other carts? Because they were there, unless they sold out or something.
You got to go to the next. Yeah, that's what I mean. You got to go to the next page. So I don't know if whoever runs like their website is just drunk or like what's going on. Because
when I kept checking to find out like when are they putting them up, and when they finally were on there, they were like the first things listed.
Maybe they're removed now. See, that's like what's going on. Huh.
Can't find my email either.
Yeah, I don't even see the pre-orders anymore for the new collections.
I guess they removed them. I mean, that's what kind of sucks. I'm like, okay, they removed them from here. Amazon's unreliable. I guess I'll have to get them from Songbird.
I would just wait. I mean, they'll have to put them back up there.
Yeah, I was just wanting to like get stuff if I have to. Well, I guess I could always still get them from Songbird. You know, trying to avoid if there's going to be any tariffs or whatnot. But I don't know. I don't know. I had a serious moment where I'm like, you know what? Announcements and stuff are mediocre. It's getting too complicated to get Evercade. Somebody buy my collection. I'm out. Like I don't know if you guys keep having those moments, but
no. The Super Pockets are not even there anymore to order.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I ordered the Neo Geo Super Pocket too. That's why my order was over 100.
I didn't order anything.
Yeah,
from
then
them.
you got free shipping.
I haven't ordered anything from them yet.
No, I know that Evercade. No, I know that, but for me, like, it's too expensive, and I'm not interested in the crap. I mean, the goodies that you get, but it's cool for people who if they like that. I'm ready to. No, yeah, I keep joking. I want to make the Phoenix retail video and sell my Evercade collection sometimes. Yeah, it's bad. It's just bad. It's just bad timing with everything. But I'm like, man, I can't help feel. Which collection of Super Pocket do you guys want to talk about first?
Well, why would we talk about the Super Pockets first? Because that was at the end of the video.
Okay, let's talk about the wind. We can ease into the Windjammers. We can ease into the Windjammers.
Yes, and Windjammers, Karnovs, and friends, right? And that is the thing that annoys me the most.
Oh.
The name of this cartridge. Why isn't this called Data East Arcade 3? I don't know. Like, because here's the problem. I put the collections on my shelf in alphabetical order, so all the collections are together. So, like, all the Data East collections are together. All the Atari collections are together. So, but by naming this something completely different, now I either have to put it with the Data East collection, making it all go out of order, or I just say screw it and just put everything on the shelf randomly, because that's how they're naming things now.
That's your. I love it. I love it. Maybe because the people that own the other Data East games, maybe they can't use. Maybe they just have the licenses. Maybe they can't use the name Data East. The only thing I could.
Well, how can they not use the name Data East? It's on the Super Pocket.
I don't know. Maybe something weird in licensing. You know what? Either that.
These are all Data East games.
True, or do you think because since Windjammers is like probably the best game on here, in my opinion, and it was on the Neo Geo that they want recognition.
That's the only thing I can think of is that they're trying to say, hey, there's a Neo Geo game on here, but you'd have to already know that Windjammers is a Neo Geo game to know that it's the other thing I can think of is maybe they're trying to hide the fact, hey, that this isn't that this is a Data East collection. Maybe like, oh, the Data East collections don't sell very well. Let's name this something else.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. It could be all those.
But now it got me thinking. It's like, okay, let's go back and retroactively rename all the other cartridges. Like, instead of Atari Arcade 1, whatever it was, like Asteroids Pong and Friends. You know, that's how stupid it is.
I love it. I love it. That's funny. The name bothered. Yeah, it kind of cracked me up. Like, well, I think they didn't want to just call it the Windjammers and Karnov collection plus more. So,
also, they put Karnov in the name of the title. They could easily put Karnov's Revenge on here, and that's a Neo Geo game.
Huh, good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have taken that. These two, I haven't played like the Atomic Runner. I've seen other like YouTubers talk about. I think this game will be cool. Actually, all these games look really cool to me. I think Armored Force I've heard of. But Windjammers is awesome. Karnov is, and I'm so glad we're getting the arcade versions and not like the Nintendo version of Karnov. That is one thing I will give Blaze credit. They didn't pull a red cart nonsense.
Here's the thing: I wouldn't be too disappointed if they did give us an NES version of Karnov in addition to the arcade version because it's different.
I don't know. This collection. The only thing that excites me about this and the rest of the show was most of the games I haven't played before. So I'm like, yeah, cool. Windjammers is my least one I'm looking forward to because I have played that. And I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I've played it too, and I wouldn't mind. I don't mind it, but it's not like
it's not a game
my number one Neo Geo game or anything.
The Windjammers type game is.
I know a lot of people really like it. And I'm glad that they're giving it to us. But
it's the best sports game on Evercade. I'll say that.
In your opinion, yeah.
I'd put it up against any. Yeah, like Windjammers like still holds because of the test because it's an arcade sports game, right? If you even want to call it sports, but
that's not sports.
That's what Blaze is calling it.
Yeah, they're British. They don't
I would say it's a sports game.
Yeah. But yeah, like all these other ones, I think this will be a solid collection. But yeah, the name, that's funny.
Yeah, it seems alright.
That's the thing that annoys me the most about it. It's like, okay, you're changing the name of this one. Okay, is that what they're going to be doing from now on?
So this is the annoying thing about the show. Was this?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, it's one of
it's
the thing that annoys me the most. Okay, there are other little things here and there, but this really bothers me.
But it seems like it's a Sesame Street game title from the in '90s.
Yes, that too. It's like, okay, what do you think?
But yeah,
because they did this, I literally want to go back and rename every other collection like they did this. Like,
it makes no sense that they would title it. To be honest with you. Like, what is Karnoff and the Atomic
and Friends?
Shelnoff and Karnoff brothers we don't know about. Is there?
Well, not brothers. They're friends. How do we know they're not friends?
And he's like, one of his buddies in the Vapor Trail. It's like, dude, somebody's having a senior moment over at Blaze when they named this one.
Rich,
hey, Rich,
what do you think? What do you think of the name of this cartridge?
What the hell are you doing?
Oh, Karnov,
Windjammers, Karnovs, and Friends.
I mean, I don't know. I'm all right with it.
Rich likes everything, guys.
I'm telling everybody.
I mean, when I heard it, like the OCD in me kind of like went a little crazy because I was like,
mine is still going crazy.
But
it's not. Why isn't this Data East Arcade 3?
Well, that is also true.
What annoys me though, but it's like I have everything on my shelf alphabetically.
I mean, is it because they're all like not like they're Data East owned, but they're not Data East games?
No, they all are Data East games.
Oh, well then, I don't know. Why isn't this called Data East 3?
The only thing I can think of is they want to hide the fact that these are Data East games. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was just like, like Windjammers was on Neo Geo, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I guess, but...
Yeah, exactly. But then I was saying, okay, why mention Karnov? Why mention Karnov even? Like, if there's only one Karnov game, because there is Karnov's Revenge on the Neo Geo.
That would have been good.
True.
That would have been good.
Yeah. They're all drunk. They
went to and that one I think is the one that's on the Polymega collection that got reprinted.
Big game.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of all over the place, but
I was saying that. But I was saying, like, now I want to go back and retroactively retitle every other Evercade collection like they did to this one.
Yeah, get a Sharpie and Friends. And
Friends.
Yeah, and Friends. Yeah. Like, okay, like what do I have here? Oh, I have Pico Interactive Club. Oh, we could call it Glover Skulljagger and Friends.
Dude, you should do a rant video on that. I love that. That's the
create custom sleeves and just put them up in PDF form.
Honestly, it would be easier to make a custom sleeve for this one collection. As long as you're not going to do this again.
And they had a bunch of names on the dartboard for the name it, and they just started throwing darts at the board, and they were drunk, and they said, "Oh, let's call it Friends."
I heard that's how they pick their collections too. Sometimes because they come up with a silly name and they give us a silly collection.
I
But
don't
like,
know.
why?
I think it's fine. It's like
I
It's
didn't
weird.
think about
It's
it
like
until Crow started talking about it. Like,
it was like, okay, what is this? What they're going to be doing going forward? Like, as long as
Yeah.
it's just not like one series, like a Tomb Raider collection or Duke
Yeah.
Nukem
well,
collection.
see that doesn't make any sense if you do that though, because like they've made a whole series going by publisher. So like why break
Yeah,
it?
exactly. That's the thing. Is like they did that, and then they separated everything by color, but then they ruined that by intermixing computer and console games.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
okay, well, ignore the colors, just put them in alphabetical order. Now they're ruining the alphabetical order.
All the mess with you guys.
Guys, we have to talk about the Gremlin 2. We have to talk about like if Pico, if Pico made a collection and like let's throw these like unknown bad like PS4 games.
Unknown.
No
You've never
way.
heard of Loaded? You've never
No.
heard of Loaded?
No.
Here's
I've
the
never
thing.
heard of-
Here's the funny thing. I didn't know Loaded and Reloaded were Gremlin games. You know why? Because they came out here, published by Interplay.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes
Yep.
yeah. It's kind of my point,
But
right?
I played Loaded. I haven't played Reloaded, but I like Loaded.
Interplay is not a publisher of quality. It's like
And watch. I don't know if you
Whoa.
watched.
That's some shots fired.
dude, Interplay. Well, you all know, like unless like you were like the Earthworm Jims, like even growing up, like Clay Fighter was ridiculous. Like I still bought it because I think I needed fighting games, but yeah, this
Yeah,
I
I
had.
guess maybe.
And I you know what's funny is I owned Hogs of War at one time, but I never played it. I all I know is I sold it for a really good amount of money, but like apparently that's like the #1 game in a lot of people's in this collection for a lot of people.
What, Hogs of War?
So,
Yeah, Hogs of War.
Yeah. So I showed the trailer for this to my oldest. And then I was like, all right, which one of the games do you want to play the most? And he picked Hogs of War and Buggy.
so
Now,
for
I
me,
don't know
like,
anything about bugging. It could be good, it could be bad. I don't know. It depends on how that controls.
Yeah.
So for me though, it's just like I mean, listen, like the thing that's so if Blaze like released this like not part of the showcase, I just find it hilarious that like, hey, let's take one of I guess in my opinion, me Worms and Gremlin, especially like one of the two worst collections of all. Let's put it in the showcase. Let's highlight this. And there's only 4 games on it, and they're PlayStation games. And so then I kept thinking because PlayStation 1 was the one system that I skipped, and like I don't think like that type of 3D holds up as well as much for retro. So I don't know. I'm still deciding maybe were PlayStation games not as good back then, or does Blaze just keep picking this kind of junk? I don't know. That's
Well, I don't know much about Reloaded. I know that Loaded is a very, very early PlayStation game, PlayStation 1 game, because it came in a long box. So it's that early. All I remember about it is it looks like a dual stick shooter, but it's not. You can't do dual stick shooter with it. But you like the way it is. If you want to shoot in one direction and run another, you have to hold the button to do that. The one pointless feature that's in it is you can zoom in and out on your character. And I think they just did that because they could with the new technology at the time. But there's no reason there's absolutely no reason to zoom in and out. You just would want it up as far as you can all the time so you can see as much as you can.
I'm watching a gameplay video of it now. It looks really good, actually. It's a twin stick.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
Or it's
I remember.
It reminds me of oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank now. Smash TV in a little bit.
There's like a selection of characters. They each have different weapons, and you could play through multiple times with different characters. So I don't know. I don't remember how many characters there are. It's like
it's a little bit like Smash TV, except it's like a big dungeon you're running through. And
exactly.
Stuff. Yeah, it looks pretty decent, man. I'm excited.
The only way it could have been better is if it was a dual stick shooter, but they just didn't do that at the time.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I think
it's not. It's definitely not. I know it's not.
the car will surprise many. Well, that's why, like, for the experience of it, I'm looking forward to, like, will this maybe be a surprise gem? Will I find it being so bad it's good? I don't know. It's just
Did you like? Some people were comparing it to like the Alien Breed games, but I'd say it's much better than the Alien Breed. I'd say it's much better than
feel to it for sure. It definitely has the feel of Alien Breed, but better.
Yeah. Oh, like that game Steel Force. Was it called Steel Force in the Pico Arcade? It plays a lot more like Steel Force than
that, in my opinion, is better than Alien Breed.
Yeah.
It's more like Steel Force. Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say I'm sorry, but no, it's not Gauntlet with guns. Don't you dare insult Gauntlet. No, but seriously, more like Steel Force. That would make sense. I mean,
it's nothing like Gauntlet except that it's top down. That's all.
I mean, that's what I can see. I was like, but it doesn't have like regenerating enemies.
Have any of that
stuff. But we get I don't. So we get the first one and the second one.
I honestly think you're gonna like it. I think prejudging it is like based on this guy's gameplay I'm watching right now. It's like Jesus. I mean, it looks
might be really cool.
Don't base your judgment on this one based on what you got in Gremlins Collection 1.
Yeah.
No, I saw the gameplay and I kind of saw. I mean, maybe, and that's a problem. Maybe they didn't show enough. But like, Buggy looked like a very lackluster like racing game. Like
I never heard of Buggy before, so
I never did either. And I heard that Reloaded isn't as good as Loaded, but I don't see like as long as it's as close.
Which is weird considering it's a sequel. It's usually sequels are better than
sometimes sequels aren't as good.
It depends who develops it, right? If it's a different developer.
Yeah, it could be a different group of people that developed it. And,
but this is the collection I'm looking forward to the most because you know what? I didn't play any of these games, and everything else I kind of have played a little bit, except for the few of the Windjam Karnoff games. I don't remember playing them. I could have, but this one here I haven't played any of these games, so this is the one I'm looking forward to the most. To be honest with you.
You know, it's funny. I heard that the Top Racer games, which were originally called Top Gear, were done by Gremlin, but that's another game that wasn't published by Gremlin over here. It was published by Kemco.
Because
I've heard people wanting Hogs of War, or like said about Hogs of War, but to me it looks like it's probably better being multiplayer.
Honestly, I already know you're not going to like it. Hogs of War. I already know it. I don't know much about it, but from what I've heard about it, it sounds like you're not going to like.
Isn't it just like a reskin or like a Worms game, right? Kind of.
That's what I hear it, but I don't like the 3D. I don't like the 3D Worms games.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we'll see.
But yeah, again, it's probably similar, but not the same. We'll see. Again, I have to play it.
It depends what they stole from Worms and improved on or didn't improve on stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I think the reason why we might not know what Buggy is because it got released in North America as a different game.
What was it called? Really?
It was called Team Losi RC Racer because it had a license.
Oh, yeah, shit. I've heard that game before.
And then they lost the license.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were going to say we didn't know it because it didn't have the name like Ridge Racer or Gran Turismo. Sorry.
Well, I mean, but there's still other racing games that were pretty good that weren't named that on the PS1. So
not a lot, Rich.
Not a lot.
I know. But,
this one for Discovery.
Speed was okay.
I will be excited, and I think it's going to be better than the Broken Sword because I think the games will play better and not have as many loading screens. Hopefully,
they're gonna have loading screens, dude. They're PlayStation games.
Yeah, right.
That's life.
I know. Well, that's why I said I never
have a PlayStation, so you don't know what we're talking about. PlayStation games all had excessive load times. That was one of the drawbacks getting into the cartridge era, was the fact that you can't avoid it on PlayStation.
Yeah, usually
when you boot the game out. In between the rounds, it loads.
Yeah, and that's why I said I never owned one. I went straight to computer and then PS2 and didn't have those like long. I should say long loading screens.
PS2 had some loads. Metal Gear on PS2. Cutscene for 45 minutes. Load for 20. Cutscene.
Any disc-based system has load times.
Yeah, so this is probably my number one cart I'm looking forward to, just because I haven't played any of these games, and I can't play any of these games. I don't have them, so it's pretty cool.
Or Crow, technically, you could still play them if you. No, but I don't like to play them ahead of time.
I don't want to steal them.
You know, some people. Oh my god!
Well, I mean, I already played Loaded, so it's like 30 years ago. But
I have a funny feeling I'm gonna like Hogs of War.
Yeah, that sounds. I feel like I don't know. Let's see.
I mean, it's a turn-based tactics game that's got like comedy elements. So I'm like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah, that's the beauty of video games and the people who play it. Everybody likes different stuff. Nobody's right. Nobody's wrong.
Yeah, it got average scores. When it
What's
came out.
average? 5 out of 10.
It's like, well, it's 6, like 5, 6, 7. Out
That's
of 10.
above average, dude.
It is. Oh yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
Average is a 5 out of 10.
It depends on how they rate stuff, because some people like will rate stuff like anything a 6 or lower is a bad.
Yeah,
it's
they're
like,
idiots. Though.
It's like all over the place. GameSpot gave it 5.5. IGN gave it 7.4. EGM gave it a 7. Eurogamer gave it a 9.
That's Eurogamer. They're always off in their own world for most games.
OPM gave it an 8. PC Gamer gave it an 85%.
OPM, official PlayStation magazine. Look at that.
Yeah, you'd have to go in and see the reasons. Like a number doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, I don't really care. I'm gonna play it. Make my own investment.
Again, it's like it's other people's opinion on the game. Yeah. Like, you know. But
yeah, you're right, Gene. You're 100%.
Oh man, there was a sequel that never got released.
Yeah, so this is my number one anticipated card coming out of the showcase.
I think, and I know they didn't have enough room, but I think if this had 10 games on it, because like I kind of feel like I know I won't like Buggy. I may like one of these, and I won't like that. So I'm like,
how do you know you won't like Buggy?
Because like I know what I know.
Like, do you just not like racing games? Is that it?
I like good. No, for racing games and especially like lightning games. No, I'm a snob when it comes. Like I hold to a certain standard. Like for me, and I kind of feel the same way about pinball too. Like it's like I want to experience that in the arcade. When you do the home conversion, it's very difficult to get that experience.
Hey, Ryan's here. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. But especially for driving, right? Like yes, driving. No, I like something.
All over your Gremlin collection, Ryan.
Yeah.
The best collection
yeah,
ever.
Ryan.
So,
oh, Ed.
He already knows that he doesn't like any of these games.
Pretty much. Well, these two might surprise you. Yeah, and again, it's the crude 3D graphics. Like Tomb Raider, I had nostalgia for, right? And so I think with some of these things, like especially older 3D games, like I think you need to have nostalgia. I really like. I think that plays a big part. But yeah, I can just tell by the way Buggy can. It looks like the controls are going to be slippery and clunky and not, you know.
I don't see how you could just say that without playing it.
Because you could just, by watching the trailer, you could just kind of tell how the cars move and all that.
I couldn't tell that. I mean, I don't know how a game is going to play until I actually play it.
No, but I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, dude, let's face it. Like after a while, you play, like, you just, you know, you form an opinion. You can make predictions. You know, when you're into something or a hobby, you're like, I think this.
You can have a preconceived notion, but sometimes that's wrong. Sometimes it's like I think I'm not going to like a game, but then an hour later, I was like, you know what, I do like this game.
I rarely have that happen. I wish, you know.
That's because you rarely play a game an hour.
Well, then that speaks for itself. No, yeah, dude. No, I doubt that really speaks for itself. But this will be fun just to like. I'm curious to see how I'm going to like it, how I'll react. Like for this is definitely more about the experience, you know, of kind of looking at it. Sometimes you can find some gems, but my God, though, this one. Yeah, I think if this had more game, I think if they mixed in some other games on it, then maybe it would have been better. But they probably didn't have room.
Oh, if they were Gremlin games, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah. Oh my God! So okay, we could. Yeah.
Wait. What's this one? What's this one called? Gremlin Collection 2? Shouldn't this be called Loaded and Hogs and War and Friends?
Probably.
Oh man.
Probably. But yeah, I would be as excited about this as like the Scooney collection. Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And FYI, the new super.
So, okay, Ryan. So, Ryan, you know what? Send me one. Send me one, and I will diagnose, and I will do a video.
It's funny you mentioned that. I literally fixed this yesterday. We were in the Discord. Somebody put up a video on how they fixed it, and I was like, oh, you know what? I wonder if I could 3D print a part. It rocks back and forth just fine now.
Because I did a breakdown of all the Evercade. The biggest problem that I have is the diagonals don't really work well on the Super Pockets. I can
make it modified.
I could deal with the D-pad, but yeah, 71, and I will fully test it. I think we might have a different definition of how it works better, like you know, or like you all do a short and kind of like show the diagonals.
But wait, but how do you even know? Because you don't have it.
Wait,
do
do you have a Super Pocket? I assume you have a Super
I have
Pocket.
the Title one, yes. Yeah, and that's what
No,
I just said.
okay.
I did a video. No, I'll tell because the D-pad looks the exact same, and that means the membranes are
But
probably
that
going to
doesn't.
be.
No. This looks exactly the same as it. But I fixed it. It's inside that matters.
Well, that's
I
what I'm
fixed
curious.
it.
I don't think that they spent the R&D to rework the circuitry on the. They
No,
use the same
they don't need this rework circuitry. All they needed to do is this D-pad piece. It has a stem. The stem isn't long enough. They just needed to make the stem a little bit longer, and all the problems would disappear.
Do so that diagonals work so you can play like Food Fight?
Yes.
Crow's the
I'm
new
telling-
R&D lead of Blaze Entertainment.
No, well, see, I wasn't even thinking about it because I never really had that big of a problem with it. I didn't play them that much. But I was in the Discord and somebody posted a video somebody made on how to fix the D-pad, and they fixed
Really?
it just fixed it by putting a little piece of cardboard in it. And I was like, I wonder if you could 3D print a piece, and because I don't know how long a piece of cardboard would last. And somebody posted a link on Thingiverse that would restore like a Game Boy Advance D-pad or something. And I was like, oh, okay. So I took that piece, I made it just a little bit bigger, put it in there, and bam, works perfect.
That's awesome.
See, I've seen that with like various other like handhelds and all that.
Is that difficult to do?
No. The only reason I had to make it bigger was so it wouldn't fall out when I'm putting it back together. So I kind of like squeeze it into the rubber membrane piece that the D-pad thing is.
Yeah.
So that way, because when you're putting it back together, you kind of have to flip it upside down because you can't do it the other way because all the buttons will fall out. So just do that, and
Okay.
it just needs a tiny little bit. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't think like
Ryan's like, we fixed it. We just put some cardboard.
like I wouldn't put a piece of cardboard in there either.
Because
But
the
if
thing
you
is,
didn't really,
Super Pocket itself has a good weight, but the buttons and the D-pad itself are just kind of tolerable. But at least if the D-pad moved better, then that would be and had those directions that would be better. So
You're gonna love it now, then.
But I can't bring myself to pay like $60 for. Like I don't like just for that. I mainly play my stuff on the VS, but But the other reason I kind of I would think too if that was improved, like that should have been in the announcement. But then they would have to admit that the other D-pad was.
I don't think it'd be worth an announcement. I don't think a lot of people are making a big
Ed
deal
wants
out of
to
it.
be a culprit.
Ed wants them to publicly
I would've
say
put
the
that-
D-pad was broken, so Ed can say I was right.
No, it's not that. It's just games getting put on these devices that don't play well, and that's what that's what irritates me. Like putting light gun games on the title.
The only game I couldn't play on these collections was Street Fighter because I
See,
still
that-
can't really play Street Fighter on this.
I could play Street Fighter very well and do all the special moves. Like that was that was fine. But yeah, if one of you guys send me the little printed 3D thing, I'll take mine apart and put it on it and test it. And just
You use a piece of cardboard.
Yeah. But no, I do have all the answers, Mr. Edwards. I do.
Now I want to do. Now I want to find like an inexpensive, secondhand, non-special edition Super Pocket, because I don't want to take apart my special editions to put this little piece in.
There's only 8 screws you need to take out. There's 4 in the back, and then you kind of have to pull it out, and then you have to do 4 in the circuit board, and then you can flop it over, and you have access to everything.
Then it's in.
Yeah,
that's
like looking at like Operation Wolf, right? Like that, like I could with the controls, I can barely beat like the first level, stuff like that. Now, I wish there was a little bit more of an upgraded Super Pocket, because it's kind of like that, and then the resolution for some games is like just too tiny. So they needed to either adjust the resolution so that the screen looks a little bit bigger, or put like a little bit bigger of a screen. And I think we would have been, good. I think we would have been good. But yeah, no, my argument is like, dude, send me one, and if I'm wrong, I will. I'm like, how much better? Because I swear to God, I know in a previous one, Ryan said that the D-pad was the exact same as the OG, and it's not. Like the OG is like still practically like.
Here's the thing. Technically, it could be exactly the same shape. The problem is that maybe it needed to be a little bit different.
Yeah, it's too skinny. It needed to be a little bit. It needed to be like just like a little bit.
All right.
Like a little bit thicker.
All right, we can move on. Ed'll test it and figure it out. Cool.
I do appreciate Ryan, and glad to know Ryan watches my videos. So, anyways, so what do you guys think about this
That's,
Neo Geo?
that's freaking scary, Ryan. Do you not have anything to do in your life?
No.
What do you think of the Neo Geo and Friends collection?
No, it'd be
Yeah.
Metal Slug, King of Fighters, and Friends.
The least one I'm looking forward to, not because it's bad games, it's because I can play these anytime I want, right behind me. Like I can go grab one of my Neo Geo minis. So I'm glad they're coming to the Evercade, but literally least excited just because of that reason only.
But technically,
Yeah.
that's how it is with every single game. You could do that with everything.
That's
So I don't think that's a reason
I
not
would
to like.
say, honestly,
I didn't
think
say
more
I didn't
interested-
like it. Don't put freaking words in my mouth. I said least anticipated.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did say he didn't say he didn't like it.
No, but no.
Least
No, but-
anticipated.
Yeah.
The English
sure you'll-
language is
No,
there.
I know you're not a fan of like Neo Geo and you didn't play them. As
He's
much.
he's just saying that he
I
has all
ever
these
was
games
a
already.
fan of Neo Geo. I just didn't. It's not something I have nostalgia for or seek out to play. That's basically it.
Isn't that not being a fan? Yeah.
Well, I knew that they were going to do this. They were going to mix together the Metal Slug and King of
Yeah, I
Fighters games,
predicted this from day
Yeah.
one.
but I kind of wish that they didn't in a way. But
They did a Metal Slug. They Magician Lord of the Hat. They did a version of King of the Fighters, and then people wanted Shock Troopers.
I
then
wonder
we-
why they chose King of Fighters 2000. I wonder if there's a reason for that
Hmm.
one. I mean, I don't really know if that's the best one or not.
Yeah,
I just don't know why that one.
But here's the big problem. I think it's great that we get Ironclad, which is a CD, it's on the Neo Geo CD only. But we got the worst version of Soniku, so it's like you have to buy the Super Pocket to get it, and that was like
Yeah,
really sad.
Sengoku. That's the version I had. It's not a bad game. It's just the first
The
one.
third one is the best though. Like it was the third one. Really, the only problem that I have is normally the Super Pockets would be listed later on in the year. So I kind of feel like it was kind of like either kind of like a FOMO cash grab. Like, hey, we don't know. We're not going to tell you if we're going to release these games on carts that are on. So you should get it now. And so it's I don't know. I have
Well, the
mixed
thing
feelings.
is,
I'm glad we're getting a cart, but it's kind of sad.
The games that are on the Super Pocket that aren't on the cartridge, I'm not even I don't even know why I even stress about it because it's not like I'd be able to play it on a TV anyway unless it was on a cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it's just yeah.
I
No,
mean,
it's just it's kind of the whole. It's just the game. It's just the whole thing that
There's
a
four
lot of us
great
haven't liked
games
from the
on
beginning,
there,
games being locked to.
I mean, there's 4 bangers. You got Metal Slug, which is a good game. King
Yeah.
of Fighters, I'm sure, is a good game for fighter fans. Shock Troopers, I've played, so that's really good.
That is a good game, yeah.
Magician Lord's a very good game. Like a
Really,
good
I
game.
would say that's
Hard.
not a very good game.
It's so freaking hard.
I like it.
it's-
I like Magician Lord.
It's okay game. I've played it and it's there's certain points in the game that just don't seem very fair at all.
Well, it's hard and stuff, and I think the best parts of the game are in the first couple levels too. Like it gets kind of not so much fun at the end. I've owned that game on my Neo Geo Gold, so I played this game a lot on the Neo Geo.
I owned the game on the Neo Geo AES.
No,
Oh, yeah,
I don't.
I played all these games, but Ironclad not as much. No, but just to be able to have like this on physical media, I think is
Yeah, I'm actually not very familiar with Ironclad. I meant to go and check that out, but I never did.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet.
yeah.
It's
So no, that's
it's
why
pretty
I like it's nice to see a collection of like nostalgia of games that we've like heard of and. Sorry, looking at you, Gremlin.
But if it's nice to have a collection of games you've heard of, where's the discovery?
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm
see,
in it for, Discovery, right?
See, I think that's like I think it depends what you want to get out of Evercade, right? Like I like listen, I like Discovery, but it's just like at some point it's nice to actually like play have good Discovery for lack of a better.
I'm 70-30. 70% of me wants Discovery, 30% old games I'm nostalgic for. That's basically it.
Honestly, I'm just kind of curious what they put together on a cart. To me, it doesn't even matter if I've heard of the game.
That's
or
the
not.
fun times, like what the decision making going.
Yeah,
into
like what I was like, what was the logic behind this choice? That's where my interest is.
Dude, that's the Gremlin too. But no, but here though, like having the first Sudoku, that's the like at least give us the second one, right? That's just again, I just and then like Shock Troopers. The second
Honestly,
one,
It's going to come out.
I like when things are released chronologically. So I like that we're getting the first one. So like to me, it's kind of weird. 2000. That's like okay. Why not King of Fighters 94? That was the first King of Fighters.
because it's not as good.
Well, it's different.
What's the anniversary show? What was that?
The one in was it the late May June show?
Yeah, 5 years, right?
Yep.
Reveal Gremlin 3. I will say though, I will take Gremlin collections over blue carts. I will say I know I will enjoy the experience. I will definitely.
What if the Gremlin collection was a blue cart?
That would be
that would
awesome.
be funny? That'd
Because
be funny.
that's what a lot of people are waiting for. They're like, hey, where's the Gremlin blue carts?
That would be
Yeah.
so funny. That would be so funny. Yeah, this card.
Yeah, for me, there's a nostalgia aspect of getting the physical card, getting the booklet. So, and I think for me, like I do like some discovery, but I also like playing the games I've already played because then there's like a comfort in that, and like you're not going to be disappointed, kind of thing. So it's like I like
But it already seems like the games you're going to be disappointed by.
Oh yeah, because
So,
I know my. Like okay, here. Like I'm sorry that I'm like self-confident and I know what I like and I know what I don't like. I mean, that's and to be honest, it's difficult for me
I just keep thinking of Legend of Wukong. I didn't know if I was going to be disappointed by that game or not until I had played it for 20 hours.
I knew that after playing it for like 10 minutes. Oh my god!
But in 10 minutes, you wouldn't have even gotten a second character.
Yeah.
It was just like it was bad. And then when I saw your video, I was like, you did a public service announcement. You saved us from wasting so much time. That was great. Like I enjoyed watching you play, but I wouldn't want to like waste that time myself. But with Gremlin 2, though, I do kind of have that curiosity. I'm like, how good or how bad that collection is. So from like a standpoint of playing the new cards, I might be the most excited just of trying it out, but like. For like actual games, maybe not. Like if that makes sense. So I kind of like that. But for me though, there wasn't enough Neo Geo, right? Like why we should have seen at least 2 Neo Geo carts.
Now,
I think would have gotten people excited.
We got a Neo Geo cart, another collection with another Neo Geo game on it, and a Neo Geo Super Pocket.
Yeah, it's a lot of Neo Geo.
Yeah, but it's not a physical like. let's talk about.
You saying that the Super Pocket isn't the physical device?
No, it's not physical media. So I'll
It
tell
is
you
a
this.
physical media. It's in my hand right now. It's physical.
No, it's not though, because physical media it's built into the device. Like there's
the games are built. Yeah. So and the games are built
To be
into
honest
cartridges.
with you,
So
that's probably safer for your ROMs than the original batch of Evercade games where the ROMs were so it's probably safer on the Super Pocket for game preservation, right, Rich?
yeah, because it can't be overwritten.
Yeah.
The first couple
So
cart
there's
runs
that,
there, they had the
there's-
manufacturing issue that ROMs were getting.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a weirdness when that.
And
first
me and
batch-
Rich have those. We have those first run print ones.
Yeah. Well, some of mine are first batch, and some of mine are second batch.
Mine are all
and-
first
well,
batch 'cause
and
you
if-
lost some of
and if
yours
they-
in the flood.
If they turn back on, some of the ones in Katie's eyes over here, if they if they continue to survive, then yeah, I still have those.
Yeah. So this is
Because remember, all mine got wet.
yeah, that's
But
what I
I'll-
mean. We lost a bunch, right?
But no,
In the
but
Great
wait,
Flood of
I'll-
2020.
I'll tell you why the Super Pocket, and they appeal to a certain person, and I kind of Super Pockets are the arcade one-ups of Evercade, right? Like they look fantastic on the shelf, but I
Isn't that
don't
the Alpha?
What?
Wouldn't Alpha be the arcade one-ups of Evercade?
No.
Yeah,
because
they would
that-
be because they're bigger. And
Sometimes
arcade
I
one
don't
up.
think you'll listen to
Arcade
what I-
one up doesn't make handheld devices.
So you're taking it literally. No, what I mean is that like the arcade one-ups, like the controls aren't that great. They look good, but it's not the best experience, and that's what I'm saying. Like the Super Pockets aren't the best experience. Playing an Alpha would be a good experience.
I've never
So-
owned an arcade one-up, so I can't really comment if it's.
Yeah, the arcade
I'd
one ups
say-
aren't the best experience because the best experience would be the real arcade machine.
Yeah.
Or at least with a regular control. I mean, but again, the point I'm trying to make is that you have to really like the Neo Geo branding or labeling. Otherwise, I'd rather just play those games on my Steam Deck. Like I don't see a difference being on an embedded device unless you really love that device. That's kind of the point. But a cart is different. I can't just take a cart and put it in a Steam Deck, right? Like there's the whole nostalgia and being able to physically hold it and the sense of ownership. Like with I don't feel like the sense of ownership. I just feel like here's a device. It's cool that it's licensed, but it's inferior compared to other handhelds, and we just dumped them on here. No, I didn't. No, I don't own an arcade one-up, but I played my brother-in-law's and I made a video on calling on Retro Gamers channel. I played it quite. You don't have to own something to make it. You can just play on a device, right? Like you could borrow
an arcade one-up. My cousin has one. They weren't bad. I mean, but they're not as good as the arcade. Like not.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not the best experience.
Yeah,
but
he has the Simpson machine, and we played that, and then we went to Portland. And we played the big one, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so much better, smoother, everything.
Yeah. So what I do like about this, if this is the revenue that Blaze needs to stay afloat because they make more money out of Super Pockets, so be it. And it's cool for people that like them. It's just.
Can we go through this? I haven't seen this list yet.
Well, here's the thing.
Is this the Neo Geo one?
Yeah, this is the Neo Geo one.
Okay, all right. I'm not a big fan of having fighting games on the Super Pocket.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. There's like 3 fighting games on here. Why? Because you can't play against another person.
Yeah, and I find that it's like not shouldn't be there. But I like King of Monsters on there though. Those are actually King of Monsters 1 is good, really good. King of Monsters 2, not quite as good in my opinion. But I do like. I wish King of Monsters was on the VS. I wish some of these games were on a collection as opposed to the Super Pocket.
King of Fighters 2 is not the original King of Fighters is like a wrestling game. This King of Monsters 2 is like a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Yes, and I like the King of Monsters 1 first because it's more wrestling. Well, my opinion on Super Pocket is usually they're great devices for single screen type of games or slow-moving platformers left to right. Those are good on the smaller screen, just like the original Game Boy. Puzzle games, single screen games, those types of games work well on little screens. When you have like games like fighting games, stuff like that, I kind of not necessarily enjoy it on the Super Pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, because single player. But the Game Boy actually had a really good D-pad. But that's why I'd be curious, like how well are these going to play, and then how and that's what I mean, like the resolution. I don't know if it's the screen size or the resolution. But like the games aren't as.
I'd rather play these games on VS too. That's the dilemma with the Super Pocket and the Alpha, right? You get really sometimes games that should be on the Alpha, should be on the VS.
But you know what would be really cool? I wonder if it's even possible. Probably not possible. But wouldn't it be cool? Is if you could take the Super Pocket, hook up the USB cable, hook it right up to the Evercade VS. And then play the games on the Evercade VS through the Super Pocket.
I've been saying that for the longest time, but
I don't know if it's even possible because you'd have to have, communication. I don't know if the Evercade VS is set up that way to be able to receive data like that. But
that would
be interesting.
I was surprised that there's 14 games on this Alpha. Like that's a lot.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like we got better treatment for the Pocket than we did for the physical cards. Like
you know what the difference is? The cartridge is $25. The Super Pocket is $60. So it costs more.
See, but here's the argument to that. But the cartridges are cheaper to make. You know what I mean? Like, don't the cartridges probably cost like a couple bucks each when you order them in bulk compared to this? Probably costs like $20, $30. I don't know. I could be wrong. But there's like an LCD. I mean, I don't know what the cost is, but.
All I'm saying is they're probably making more money on a Super Pocket than they are with a cartridge, so they're able to put more on the cartridge.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, they're probably able to put more on the Super Pocket.
Yeah, maybe their license they have with SNK is like Neo Geo is like that's the way, right? You get more games on a self-enclosed handheld as opposed to a separate cart. I don't know.
No,
but there's a lot of bangers on this one, a lot of decent looking games.
Honestly, the games on this aren't why I bought it.
The Metal Slug X game.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
Metal Slug X is a decent game.
Yeah. And Metal Slug X is like an alternate version of Metal Slug 2, I think.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. I think so. I'm not 100% sure. I love the Metal Slug game, so I'm just happy to have Metal Slug. But
I mean, Mutation Nation Over the Top aren't that great.
Well, those are early Neo Geo games.
Yeah. But everything else is good. But it's just kind of the reminder where also kind of the reminder that kind of says, hey, we care more about. let me
scroll down to the bottom of that list. There's one thing that cracked me up. They put one sports game on here, and what's the sports game they put? Soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why soccer?
Because they'll get a card to the other ones, but I don't know.
You know
if
what would
guys-
have been way better on this is any of the Neo Geo baseball games.
Yeah, I think we're gonna hopefully put those on a cart. Like,
Yeah.
I really
Yes.
hope they put one of those on a cart.
See, the thing, and I don't know, maybe tell me if you guys relate to this. I know a lot of other people do. Whenever I see a Super Pocket, the first thing is it's like a slap in the face that they care more about.
I
that
I
they don't
don't-
care about their existing customers, and it's like so here's
I
what-
don't get a slap in the face when I see a Super Pocket.
No.
to be
Here's the
honest.
thing. And it's like, then there's a conflict where I'm like, this is kind of cool, but the whole point of Evercade is carts. And,
What I get a slap in the face is the fact that they put a special edition out and it's only available through Fun Stock. I'm tired of that. Like, they need to make their limited editions available to other retailers.
Yeah, Ed, you said the point of Evercade is carts, but
It
this
is.
isn't Evercade. It's Super Pocket.
It is Upper Megatech.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is.
it is though. It's just, I mean, who are they kidding? We know they just didn't want to call it an Evercade Junior. It is like the same.
I think
It is-
Evercade Junior would have been a better name, to be honest with you.
I think so too, but there had to be some reason why there's not the Blaze name on it and there's not the Evercade name on it.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah.
you guys
Like-
ordered this? Any of you guys ordering this?
I ordered it, yeah.
I ordered the limited.
I got it too, and it pissed me off, and I begrudgingly ordered it, and I was so mad ordering it because I know it's going to have a duty coming through, and I'm
Yeah.
like, God dang it.
Yeah, that's
Well,
See,
so the weird thing, though,
people
is-
buy it, maybe they're doing something right, but no, it's just
So-
like
so when I put in my order, I made the mistake. I ordered the Super Pocket with the cart bundle at the same time in the same order.
Oh yeah, because you're going to be delayed getting it now.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Never at Fun Stock.
You don't do that. But I did find out, however, that there's a certain threshold though, that if you go over a certain threshold, it's free shipping to the US.
Yeah.
So I wound up getting free shipping on my order, which is cool, but I might not get it until whenever.
Oh,
Yeah.
this Super Pocket's coming out later than the it's like a month later than the other collections, is that right?
No, it should be all in June.
June.
Oh,
Yeah, it
all
should
in
be.
June.
Everything should be coming in June. It's just that, it's that thing
The
where
delays happen, right?
sometimes you get that like week delay, the 2-week delay, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I wasn't too
But-
worried about that because I know that whenever I get it, it'll probably be like not till the end of the year or next year until I play it.
So we get like collections coming in May this year, do we? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
so. The first two that they announced, right? The
Yeah, no, I-
Karnoff and Friends, and
And Gremlins, yeah, okay.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
and
you.
I agree with Evercadians sentiment there. I mean, that's the purpose of the Super. That's why they made it. I completely agree with
Well,
that.
no, the reason. Well, yeah, I don't know what super. Yeah, well, I hope it makes a lot of money. But he said it right. I don't think it gets people into the Evercade ecosystem as much. I think that type of customer maybe just buys this, and and I don't think they really get that many games. It's a quick crash grab for Blaze. It's just what sucks is what they should have done is they should have waited till later in the year when they should have done what they did with the other Super Pockets, and they should have given us the physical media. That's kind
well,
of
I'm
the
waiting
problem.
to see if they put like a game that we haven't gotten on cartridge before in any of the Super Pockets,
Man,
and
there's
then
15 carts
put
coming
them on a
this-
cartridge because I don't think they have done that yet.
Hey, Ed,
Well,
there's
Yeah, I don't think they've
15
done it
carts
yet.
coming this year.
Which
Andrew
one?
said it on the Retro Titans podcast. I just checked it out. It goes 15 carts coming to Evercade in 2025.
Yeah,
No,
but they
and
haven't
we've
announced.
known that for a long
there's,
time.
we haven't
15?
announced
I thought
any
you said
specific
only 10.
games.
Oh, sweet. What episode
No,
of the
we've done 15.
Retro Titans did you do the explanation?
It's probably the most recent one because I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah, 15 carts. That means we've only got. Yeah, that's a lot of carts, dude.
They're probably going to release
Yeah, 15
9 of
carts
them
is
in
probably-
September or something.
Isn't
Exactly.
15 carts more than we've ever gotten?
Way more.
15. Let's see here. I you know,
It's 10, right?
I think the max was 12.
Yeah, I've
Or
never
11.
seen this that many.
all I got to do is look at my.
Yeah, that interview. Yeah, I think that's like two. Yeah, that was like post. I think like 2
1,
months
2,
ago.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, and
six.
didn't he explain on that podcast? Somebody said in chat that he explained why the whole Hyper Megatech thing.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
even
yeah.
know that was a discussion. That's cool.
The problem is, I wish that he would put up the Retro Titans would put up that whole video interview on YouTube and stuff.
2023, we got 15.
There we go. 14. Yeah. So
No, it's
Yeah,
15 in 2023.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a big year. All right, cool then. Nothing new then.
That was a great year.
Exactly. So yeah, that's why I always have mixed feelings. It's just usually these wouldn't be announced later in the year. Right? I don't know.
Not too much later though. I mean, you're talking about like a month and a half.
So far, we've got what, 3 or 4?
Yeah.
For what?
Collections so far this year. How many collections we have?
Yeah. It's
Indie
four
Heroes.
four announced and released, and the these.
Yeah.
Right.
And then of course, probably I don't know how many people care about the. I bet none of you ordered the Data East Super Pocket.
Here's the thing. Even though I have the Capcom and Taito ones, the only reason I ordered the Neo Geo one is because I really liked the way it looked, and I'm considering I don't really see the point of having more than one, so I might sell the Capcom and Taito ones and keep the Neo Geo one.
Let's take a look at this one. This is
exactly the arcade one. That's why I said it's the arcade one up for Evercade.
This is the Data East one, right? So
Data East, yeah.
Bird and Rubber.
Honestly,
the only
that's like bump and jump.
That's bump and jump.
Yeah, it is bump and
jump.
jump.
Actually, hard though.
Yeah.
Breakthrough is great. I've played that one before.
Yeah.
Wait,
well, we have all these games except for 2.
Yeah, we have
we have all these games, right?
We don't have Karate Champ, right?
Yeah, Karate Champ is on Data East.
Yeah.
See, I wonder how they're going to do that. If that's the arcade version, I wonder they're going to handle that because that uses dual joysticks.
Yeah, it's going to play horribly.
We don't have
Karate Champ's on Data East Collection 1.
We don't have Lock and Chase.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't. I remember that.
We've got Lock and Chase already.
Yeah, Lock and Chase is on Data East Arcade 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Spin
there's
Master.
only 2 that aren't on a collection. It's Joe and Mac Caveman Ninja and Spin Master. Those are the only 2 games that aren't already on a cart.
Yeah, and we got Super Burger Time.
Yes.
Yeah, that was on the the most recent one.
So now we're getting way too many arcade games, like way too many games in general that I'm losing track of what's already out.
I thought that you remember.
Oh yeah, I remember Super Burger Time. Yeah,
but see the reason I show this is like level. Notice there's 2 games that are different, right? So and Data East Collect, and that's what I mean. Blaze is doing it Bass Act. That's why again I said it really feels like, or no, it is more of a cash grab. I mean I get it, but they should have done things in the other order, and I think people would have been more accepting. Like imagine if
we didn't get Karate Champ before. It's not on Data East Arcade 1.
Oh, it's Data East Collection 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm talking about the arcade version.
No, yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah. The arcade version is the difference, yes.
Yeah.
Dude, that's not going to play well. We need a second joystick.
I just didn't like the look of the device. I thought the colors don't make sense, but
what's funny is I kind of like it's so clashy and obnoxious.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I can't help but like it. You know,
it's the color. It's the color scheme of their old logo.
I know, but
when Data East had the rounded edge logo, in the inset, it's that kind of like little blue on the edge, and then the orange in the interior.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
No, this looks like Barf. Yeah,
that's why the colors. I mean, it's kind of cool though.
I like the Neo Geo, the black and gold one more than the red one. To be
honest, that's why I bought that one. I like the way that looked a lot more than the red one.
Yeah, the red one looks like I always used to make fun of those Neo Geo arcade machines in the arcade because all the rest of the arcades have really nice graphics, and you go into Neo Geo just a big red.
Well, what's funny is like that is what the control panel looked like. It was like those red and white stripes. That was just the control panel. So I don't know, and I like the black and gold because that's what the console looked like.
Yeah.
So
classy.
That's part the main reason I bought this one. I like the way it looks a lot more than any of the other Super Pockets.
Yeah, it looks
so I might get that one and sell the other ones.
Yeah, I think
it's cool. I don't know, man. I like the red and white though. It's like vibrant.
It's so loud.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
that's great.
Well, that's why I say that the arcade one, like you're getting this for the way that it looks. It's a collector's piece to put on the shelf. That's pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to be playing this a whole lot, but I like the way it looks.
Hey, the way Evercade prices are going, this is a good investment.
and that way I have a Super Pocket or whatever. That way, if I need to reference it for whatever reason, I got one.
So
let's take a look at that red one. Scroll down.
Is that on the same page?
Yeah, it should be on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks
There it
But
is.
here, why the multicolored buttons though?
Because they had it on the panel. The
Which I
panel
never
had the
knew.
multicolored buttons.
Were those buttons multicolored like that?
Yeah, on the
Yes.
control
Huh.
panel. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember that at all.
Yes. Yes. That's
Probably
what-
because I'm not looking at the buttons. I'm playing the game.
That's
you
what I
know?
mean. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like to someone like a true Neo Geo fan, like who loves that, like resonates with this. It's an instant buy. It's just not worth $100 to me. That's the only difference. Or I will.
I don't know. I mean,
I love this thing, but it's not for that.
Yeah,
price.
I don't see why it's so much more when it's just a different color.
Because they can, right? You know, because it's a special edition. Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
it costs the
that
exact
is
same.
that is an excuse. That they
Have they
can.
been sold out?
Wait,
yet?
why is there an asterisk now? Is there an explanation as to why?
I bet you it's like
Price
provided
is subject to
price
change.
exchange rate. Okay,
Exchange
they
rate,
probably
okay.
always have that.
Oh,
Probably.
is it, is
Well,
it
so the
sold out?
asterisk isn't on the top one though.
Look,
It's just $49.99, £49, $59, no asterisk. And I was like, oh, why is the asterisk there?
did you see that? It redirected to the Data East.
Which one?
That's,
Is it sold
When I
out?
clicked on that, it redirected. Oh, you go.
but you clicked on the Data East one.
It must be sold out. Is it sold out?
No, he clicked on the Data East one.
Oh, we were on the Super Puck. I'm looking here.
Super Pockets are going to be on there.
They're under Super Pocket.
It's not under Evercade hardware because it's Super Pocket.
Yeah, it's not under.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to
There you go.
It's sold out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was quick.
Oh, you know what's funny? The last time I checked on Funstock, the
It was
normal
quick.
one was sold out. I don't know.
Yeah.
So maybe
and
I don't know.
I got a little mad because the Hyper Megatech limited edition Super Pocket for the Neo Geo came with a bundle, and I always usually get the bundle because why not, right? You know, you're gonna get this one came with an extra case, but I didn't see that at all, so I wound up just getting the regular Super Pocket, and then I saw the bundle, and the bundle sold out in like 2 hours, and I was like, oh great, now I can't get the bundle. I was like, oh, all right, whatever. I mean, it's just a black soft case, so I mean, it's fine, but.
I think it's great revenue for Blaze, and I'm glad they have it. I just wish we knew if we were getting any of those games into their carts.
Well, I mean, you never know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be included as extras on some other carts that are yet to be announced.
Yeah, it could be on Neo Geo 2, you know?
I
Yeah.
think
And,
I think-
remember, this is the first announcement of likely 4 or more in the next year and a half.
so.
This
Here's
is just the start.
So here's why I think they're doing it this way, because we're going to see some of those same games on carts later in the year. And I think if they did it the other way, maybe they wouldn't sell as many of these Super Pockets. That's
I
what I
mean,
suspect.
it is a theory for sure.
That's my theory.
Yeah, it is a theory for sure.
We'll see if I'm right or not. But man, doesn't say much. Yeah, I don't got time. To
You know
sit
what? I going back to something we talked about a long time ago. Video Games Plus, the Neo Geo Pocket. I went to my order because I couldn't find my email, and I just clicked on in my order Neo Geo Super Pocket. It goes to page not found.
Wow.
So the page doesn't even exist for it anymore.
All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, and it doesn't exist for Windjammer, Karnov, and Friends, and it doesn't exist for Gremlins Collection 2. But I ordered them, and so the links it's sending me to the pages don't exist.
See, that's weird. That's weird.
I wonder if some sort of glitch. Oh, it all says sold out in my order. Sold out, sold out, sold out.
On
So
your
they all
Video
sold
Games
out
Plus?
on Video Games Plus. In my order, it says that they're sold out. And when I try to click on it to go to that page, they don't exist.
Oh, wow.
See, I wondered though, does that mean you're going to get them, or are they going to say sorry, we don't have it, and just give you
Well,
credit?
they
back?
took my money. I should. I
No, know. That would concern
Well, honestly,
me. Like,
if I don't
Yeah,
get them, I'll
fill
get
the
my
order,
money back, I
exactly.
guess. But it's not
are
like
they
I'm
gonna
going to be
fill the order?
heartbroken if they're sold out. I don't get them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was weird. Like usually, Video Games Plus has them the next day. They didn't have like the cards up right away, and I thought, okay, maybe Blaze.
Yeah,
will
they
never-
didn't. And so I kept
Yeah,
checking, and then they eventually showed up, and they showed up before I got the email. So I bought them, and there was no combo cart. And I know I got an email that showed the combo cart, and I know I went to the page and I saw it with the two carts comboed together. But I can't even find that email anymore. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah. That just sucks now if I can no longer get them through Video Games Plus. Like, what's going on?
I went and emailed Video Games Plus and asked them what's going on, so they'll email me back hopefully on Monday.
I thought about
And
doing
there is only one reason to order from Video Games Plus. That's so you don't get the Peggy logo.
that.
And
Now-
you get exchange rate discount.
Dude, you get a good exchange rate. You don't have to pay taxes and you don't have to pay shipping. So it's like
You always have to pay taxes.
you don't have to pay sales. You don't get charged sales tax on it.
You're supposed to pay the sales tax even if they don't charge you the sales tax.
That's you.
That's for anybody in the IRS that's listening.
It's not like income tax that you would like.
Yes,
So you're-
well, it's not income tax because it's sales tax. That's why
Yeah,
when
they-
you buy on Amazon, no matter where from Amazon you're buying from, you get charged the tax from the state that you're located in.
Yes. It used to not be that way, like on eBay, like for the longest time.
Yeah, it didn't used to be that way, but then they found out people weren't paying their sales tax, so they forced them to do it.
Shocker.
'Cause, yeah, you were supposed to report like, oh, I bought all this stuff and I didn't pay any sales tax. Here's the money I owe for the sales tax. Yeah, nobody's going to do that.
Exactly. That's what I mean. It's significant between like $36 and $38 is what you could get for 2 carts shipped to you, which I thought was, fair. And then now they kind of went up to like 50 with the increase and whatnot. But yeah, no, that just kind of sucked. And that's what I kind of mean. Like, yes, it's not necessarily Blaze's fault, but because they raised the price of $5, they're very much on the line of their stuff becoming like. Well, actually, no, I'll just say it. Some of their things are too expensive for what they are. And I like, and that's what the question you have to ask yourself is like, would you still like if you didn't have a YouTube channel, would you still be collecting every single cart? Like, I know I definitely wouldn't. But once you
I would because I don't really use them on my channel. Like they maybe have a video and when a collection comes out. So for me, it's I'd still be collecting them.
still be collecting them, yeah.
Yeah, I still
I
play
mean-
them. Like
It may come a day in the future where I sell it all off. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know either, right? Like if all of a sudden stuff becomes more fun stock or hardware related and less about the collections, I don't know. I mean, I could see myself not collecting the carts and I guess if stuff doesn't interest me or who knows, but yeah.
See, I've started to feel like that since last year. So that's what I kind of mean. Like Blaze is heading in that direction. I'm hoping this year they can pull themselves out of it.
The only way I'd stop buying everything is if they did what the limited run games did and they start releasing way too much stuff too frequently.
Yeah. I think 15 is probably their max they should do in a year.
Yeah.
15, 16, I could see 2 a month at most, the very most.
Yeah. I'm running
Which would be 24. So if they
Yeah.
exceeded 24, then no dice.
The shelf space. Yeah.
Yeah. But so far I found at least 1 or 2 games on every collection that I've enjoyed. And I do a lot of multiplayer when family visits, so it's great for that. And I think as long as they keep doing multiplayer games and stuff and discoverability, I'm in it. Doesn't matter. Will it stay on my channel? Probably not. Like most of the stuff's going behind members only now anyway, to be honest with you. So I can see a day where Evercade is just for my members. Like,
Well, see, that's what I mean. Like, that's what I mean. I know, like with you and Crow, it doesn't excite you all guys as much to like put out a lot of videos on, which is it's understandable.
no, excites me, but it's not exciting for content as much as you right? Because your channel's all about it. Like for me, it's like when it comes, it's like, yeah, I'll do a video on I still love handhelds. So as long as they keep making handheld content for it, I'll be playing it for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't ask. Pete, did you get either of those Super Pockets? Did you get the Neo? You said you got the Neo Geo one, right?
Yeah, I got
no?
the red one, but I regret it now, so I might cancel that order.
Did you get the Did you get the Daddy East one or no?
No, I didn't get any of those.
Okay, I didn't know if you were collecting them all or not.
No.
I was gonna say if I had more of the means, I actually regret maybe not getting 2 or 4 of the red ones and hanging on to them and just like reselling them like when they stop because the price on those will go up. Like that would be an investment.
Yeah, no, I don't buy all the hardware and stuff. Like I don't have XPRs and the VSR. Like I'm not getting any of that. I might sell my white VS to get the VSR because I like the color better than my white VS.
Yeah, the new VSR looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
The
see
gray-
if I can
the
sell my
gray-
white
Oh
VS.
yeah,
yeah.
that did look kind of interesting.
Yeah. I'll sell my white VS and probably buy the VSR because that color combination is so cool.
I have 3 of the VSs. I've got the black one, the white one, and the
Yeah.
Duke
But
Nukem
like
one.
my player is the Duke Nukem, the atomic one. I
Yeah,
love
that's
that.
the one I
That's
use.
my main player. Like I love that one, and I have my black one here at my desk when I stream. I got my EX there, and then I have my Duke Nukem one over there, which I absolutely love. That's the multiplayer one. But
Yeah, I got my Duke here at the Studio B, and I've been rocking my original limited VS at my house for.
RMGB TV. You asked me a question about order Switch 2. 100% going to pre-order it, and Canada can still pre-order it. US can't. Can't pre-order it because of Nintendo's pulled the pre-order for US.
I think that's
Canada
silly.
can, so I'm going to be getting it, and you're going to see a pretty much equal 50-50 on my channel moving forward once I get that with Switch 2 content and Steam Deck content and other handheld content.
I wish we had more time to talk about. I'm going to say, I feel sorry for any Nintendo gamers out there. $80 a game is like.
Well, it's not $80 a game. Some of the games are going to be like $80.
But that's what you pay for
physical.
PlayStation games. You play the same price for PlayStation games and Xbox games.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're up as high as
They're like
90,
$40.
but
Oh yeah,
are
they're
they?
the same price? Yeah.
Yeah.
That, and then like a lot of games are just going to be like how like CD games are, where it downloads the game and the content isn't going to be there.
Well,
That's
they
the
they-
limitation of the cards now. Yeah.
So
They were
that's
already
the thing,
doing
right? I don't own very many PS4 games, Xbox One games, because I don't like. Why own it? Because it's all DLC. All the Switch 2 games, the Switch games I have behind me, they're 90% on the cart because they're small indie games that I paid 10, 15, 20 bucks for. So they're all on the cart. There's no DLC for them.
yeah.
Welcome. All my Switch collection outside of Mario games are all indie games. Like really, I got a shit ton of indie games. And on Switch 2, I'll probably buy Mario because Mario's the greatest game character in the history of game characters. So I'm going to buy Mario Kart. And probably most of it will be playing a lot of my Switch games on it to see if they get the new resolution kick and performance.
Yeah.
They will if you pay for it.
Go down.
No, some of them are free. Some of them you have to pay
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it
natively, anytime you upgrade the hardware, natively PS4 games will always run with less performance issue on PS5 games, less memory crash because they don't run out of the memory bounds. So they'll run smoother regardless without any enhancements. That's how it kind of works.
A little better. Well, not only that too, like PS5 has like an NVMe drive in it, which kind of sucks. Like the PS4 doesn't.
Yeah,
And that's why.
but I don't buy anything new like that. So Switch 2 it's really expensive though. It's $600.
Yes. Actually, the one thing I like about the Switch 2 is that it's generated a lot more interest from Steam Deck. Like on Reddit, that's when like, hey, the Steam Deck isn't so bad, and the games are a lot cheaper, and the console's cheaper, and you can do more. I'm like, yeah.
The Switch 2 is coming out a month after my birthday, so I told everybody in the family, I said, if you do give me any type of thing for birthday, can you please give me cash so I can afford to buy the Switch 2? That's what I've told them. So hopefully I can get some of that cash. Because they always ask me, Pete, what do you want for your birthday? And I'm like, just come to the house for dinner. I don't want anything. And they always end up giving me a red packet anyway. And I'm like, yeah, this year I'll take those red packets to pay for my Switch 2. But the kids are more excited about it than me because that Mario Kart, I showed them the trailer. And we put about 300 hours into original Mario Kart. And when I said, look, guys, we can play this. And they're like over the moon excited for it. And they're like, that's the Roblox. And, it's hard to get them excited about console games. But
that's the only reason to get into the Switch ecosystem, my opinion, because you want to play with your kids and family.
Oh, dude, we play so many games together. We play like the Let's Dance games. We play Mario Kart. We play Mario Odyssey, Mario Party. Like, we do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about Switch 2. I think they did a good job in their presentation. Their pricing is just a little bit stupid. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, they used to make their consoles like affordable, even if the games were a little bit pricier. But this, I was kind of surprised when I saw how much you're selling the console for.
Yeah, But there's so much tech in it too, right? Like Nvidia has started releasing some of their stuff they've got in it, and it's pretty impressive that it'll be at a PS4 Pro level quality.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty impressive. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, it's like hell. I would hope so, because then they won't make another console for another 7 years. So
I hope so. Like I love the idea of like no like 8-year console cycles. I think it's great for being a developer. It's extremely good because it's so hard to ship a game on a new piece of hardware. It takes a massive amount of effort, like a massive amount. So anytime you can have the same hardware for like 8-9 years, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Makes it a lot easier.
The only thing that I thought was funny on the Evercade Reddit is somebody said like, "Hey guys, this is a great time. Blaze carts are cheaper. This is a great time. Blaze is going to triumph." And people are like, "No, it's not the same thing. Totally too." I just thought it was
Not
hilarious.
Two
Not
different
even
worlds.
close to. Yeah, it's
Exactly. I
Two
thought it was
different
hilarious.
worlds. Two different worlds.
Yes.
I still think, like, remember I told you guys years ago, like, there is a threshold where I'm out of Evercade. If they're getting close on Canadian dollars now when I'm paying $40, $44 for a cart. If they get close to 50, I'm out. Like, I am. That is not my jam. I'm not going to be doing that anymore.
Yeah. No, and that's why I was thinking I kind of struggle with. Actually, sometimes I just for shits and giggles I should go to price charting and just see what everything is worth. But I would want to
add your collection in there, dude, and just
Hey, no matter what price charting says, what things are worth are only the money that people will pay for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, and that's what price charting is based off of, like eBay.
Yeah,
It
but
is,
you could
so
go
it
by
is
price
good.
charting, but if you can't find anybody to buy it at that price,
Yeah.
that means you're not you're selling it too
Well,
high.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the thing, right? You got to have somebody that's willing to pay you that. And like, I mean, eBay though, you can sell on eBay anything, right? But you got 20% fees. Like I sell hockey cards on eBay because that's how I pay for, because I only want certain cards, and they take like 15% off the top. Then you got to deal with shipping it out, and usually if it's an expensive card, I make them pay shipping because I want tracking. And then you got to deal with assets out there who get your card and say they didn't get it, and you got to go through that stuff. It's a real hassle.
That's
what
why
we
I've
get.
been going on Facebook Marketplace first.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's going to be Facebook
I'm working
Marketplace,
on.
Down through the gym.
or
There's
you're just going to sell it to a retro store that will
Right
only
on
pay
there.
you half of
If you
what it's
look
currently
above
worth,
it,
but it'll probably be more than you
and you'll
paid.
see that just
Exactly. So the
Well,
retro
basically,
stores,
that's
I don't
what
have a problem with it if they give at least minimum 50%, because they have to operate a store, they have to clean it, they have to sell it. So I have no problem with that. I do not like retro stores to go in and lowball you at like 30-40%, because I called them out on that. It's like, are you crazy? I know what this is worth. Like, those there are stores like that. Even my city exists like that. They're always looking to take advantage of the customers, and I'm like, that's why nobody's in your store.
I have a bundle of that on Facebook Marketplace. Those NES controllers for Switch.
Oh yeah.
I never opened them.
I don't think Rich is a big Nintendo Switch fan. I think you're right, Rich. Are you?
No, I mean I like more of the classic stuff. If I could turn the camera around, I've got my NES cartridge collection right in front of me, right here, right behind the monitors that I've got here in the studio. I'm not like super into it, but yeah, I mean, because I didn't go that route. I grew up with, Atari until I was 13, and then and then I had a Sega Master System until I had a job, and then I bought literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the niche world. So
I mean, if Atari didn't kill themselves in the 80s, I think my love of Nintendo wouldn't have been as big, but there was no Atari alternative to the NES that was any good. I mean, 7800, let's be honest, it was developed in 84, put in hold for 5 years, and they only put it out when NES reinvigorated the market. But if they would have done that in 85, that would have been awesome, and then followed it up with another version and got better and better. If they kind of was invested in it, I would have been Atari all the way, because I love Atari. But Nintendo...
They did the same thing with the 5200. They originally developed that in 1979.
Yeah, and
it was meant to replace the 2600. The 2600 was only supposed to have a 3-year lifespan.
Yeah,
But it was so successful that they didn't want to spoil that, so they pushed
Yeah.
the 2600 as long as they possibly could, and then before they knew it, they were behind the times.
Yeah, exactly. Just because they weren't fully a video game company after their sale, right? They turned into more of a computer company, and
Yeah,
they didn't have video game people running the ship. But like, but it's funny. My Switch, I just had my son's broke. The wasn't charging the battery, and the sticks had drift on the light, and I sent it to Nintendo Canada, which is literally 10 and a half, 12 minutes from here. I had to mail it to them in UPS, and they sent it back repaired like brand new. Like, it was pretty cool. But yeah. But yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, just it's back to the Evercade. I did like the fact that they upgraded that original handheld that got us all into it. Well, definitely me and Rich got into it big time with the original handheld. And they upgraded it really quickly to the EXP, because the EXP is an amazing handheld, in my opinion. I think the only thing they can do to improve that is put a bigger screen on it.
Yeah.
what about an OLED screen?
No, you don't need that for handheld.
No, for me,
You don't,
what
but
I'll-
it would be nicer.
all
don't.
of them to improve it is go back to the original D-pad buttons and everything, and just improve that screen and have it be USB-C with a better battery.
I still say the original Evercade handheld has the best D-pad of all of the things they put out.
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, better than the VS, the best D-pad. It always reminded me of like the classic Sega Saturn D-pads, and I don't know. I really like it.
No, I don't think an Evercade 2 will be teased in May. maybe.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You know what? I would like to get teased though.
Sega
Right?
was licensed to all those
What?
games, right? That's the
Quartet
thing.
Penguin Land and Friends.
Quartet, yes, Quartet, Penguin Land and Friends. Yeah, why not?
Axe Battler.
Yeah, Game Gear games. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. I think it's probably. No, this is a good.
I'm going to be doing that now.
Sure.
From now on, every single Evercade cart. It's not going to be what it's called. It's going to be something,
And
something, and
Friends.
Friends.
Right.
It's pretty funny. I was gonna point at like some NES stuff, and I didn't realize that right next to me is an NES. It's like literally right here.
Does it work?
Yes, it does.
Why are you at work today?
Oh, the couple different reasons, but yeah, it just wound up being like this is where I was when I did all my chores in the morning, and I was like, I'm closer to here than I am at the house,
All right.
even though it's right across the bridge. But
Technically
yeah.
speaking, I'm at work too.
that's true.
Oh,
What did you have, V's?
Star Tropics.
Dude.
One good game and one really bad game.
Oh,
Which one's the bad one?
Star Tropics.
Star Tropics isn't bad.
No, it
I
is
didn't
good.
I didn't
So,
like it.
All
anyway.
right, guys. What are your final thoughts and things to plug and whatnot?
Well, for me, I've got more catching up to do. I keep trying to sit down and like say, hey, you know what? I'm going to finish up the VCS list and then complete all the Fun for Fives, and then they put out more games. So I'm like constantly behind on that. I will actually also this week do the first impressions for the collections 3 and 4 for Polymega, because in the interim that I haven't done those first impressions for 3 and 4, they've released 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 for purchasing, which is nuts. So lots more of that stuff's going to be coming down the pike, and then of course, you know, we're Katie's calling my name, so I gotta get in there and start talking about some more of this stuff. I've just been collecting, and it's time to play. So I think we're gonna start playing in a new way. I gotta figure out like a different way of doing like either first impressions or game playings and that kind of stuff. So cool. And thanks, Thunderforce. Yeah, I love Master System. We need more Master System love in this world.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I
that's it.
don't disagree with that. What's going on my channel? I just put up a Game of Thrones video. Finally, Game of Thrones game. It's not that great performance wise, but the game seems like a lot there. I also did a retro revisited video for my channel members on the Vita. on Alien Breed on the Vita, which is really actually one of the better Alien Breed games on the Vita. Plays great, especially with the sticks. And I've got work on a couple more retro revisited games across different retro consoles for channel members. I'm hoping to get one out today or tomorrow because I'm really excited. It won't be on this piece of crap because I can't get it to work. I've been trying to get my original DS working, but it doesn't work.
No.
And so I might have to get that in for repairs. But yeah, a lot more retro revisited stuff I'm going to do. Did a reaction video last 2 weeks now. I've done reaction videos on the Switch 2 stuff, so that's up for members. And I'm going to start doing some more reaction videos. I have a blast. Ed was my first test. I reacted to Ed's reacting to the video. It was amazing.
Is that you still have the video up, right? I could swear somebody said you took it down, but
No, it's
that.
up. It's for channel members. So when I go live,
okay, that's why. Okay,
when I go live, my videos are live for all subscribers, but then I flip it when it's off live to channel members as a perk for channel members.
Man, I might have to become a member just to see that video.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna do that video. Ed's so much fun. Ed, you did a fantastic job, man. Like, I was trying to predict his emotions as he was going through it. Like, Ed's like, oh wait, Ed wasn't as mad about Gremlin as I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. Like a long week. I couldn't. I did have like rage for a second, and then it turned into laughing.
Yeah, we had a good chat going for the Switch one too. I had like 10 or 12 people with me hanging out chatting, but the showcase one was great. We had a bunch of people there, so it was fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so if I react to one of you guys' video, I was gonna go react to Rich's, and I said no. Rich is just gonna love this. It's gonna be so boring for me just saying, "Oh, Rich is like too kind." I'm not reacting to Rich's videos.
You'd be like, come on, Rich, get mad about it.
Oh, Rich, I did watch your video on the one with the new Atari game. I can't remember. Power. What is it? What the hell's it called?
Oh, Gauntlet of Power?
Gauntlet of Power.
Yeah, for the
And I
VCS,
liked it so much, I went and bought it on my Steam Deck.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a good
Those
video.
Oh yeah, and
really
he told
cool.
me about it, and I looked it up. I put it on my wish list.
It's like a Survivor dungeon crawl, right?
It is, yeah. It's
a twin stick shooter, right?
It is, but it isn't. Like it all controls on the.
It's a
on the
survivor
one
game.
stick. Yeah, so it's like
So you
auto
set
shoot,
where your actions
no matter
go
where
on
you.
the wheel, and yeah, it's really intriguing actually.
Yeah.
So if you choose the shooting arrows, you can place it where in the direction of your where you're looking it'll fly out of, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So that's why I bought it. So spoiler, there's probably going to be a video on my channel about that coming up.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, Orange Pixel's a really cool dev. He's been putting out tons of stuff on.
It looks good,
yeah.
right? It's got a nice pixel look. The guy looks like Zelda, like Link a little bit, though.
He does, yeah. The archer does kind of look like.
That's why I think you liked it, because it looks like Link. I know you love Zelda and Link.
That is true. That is true. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Hey,
All
Crow,
right,
what do you got going on?
I haven't even started Tomb Raider collection yet. I think that's the next one I'm going to look into.
Can you hurry up and do that? I might react to your video doing that, so don't make it an hour long.
I can make it however long I want, and it'll probably. I don't even know when I'm going to get started on it. There's so many other things I need to get done. I'm actually working on my other project still that I've been working on for months.
When are you going to
now.
reveal that other project to everybody?
Oh, when I actually get to my end goal, which I am like 6/10. Like, how far am I? Like maybe 4/5 of the way there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
But then once I get there, I still have to do a couple other things before I can even reveal what my plan was. But I'm still, part of it is listing stuff and selling it. And that's what I'm still doing. I'm still, I'm going through like the PS3 stuff now. But tomorrow Sunday, I'm going to be making a video for Zacharia Pinball. 'Cause every 2 weeks now they put out new tables. So I've got to make a video for them.
Right?
Yeah, they're the ones that make they're deluxe tables, which are, they take the old themes from the real Zacharia tables and they reimagine them into other tables. And then there's that's one of the tables. Another one is an award table, which is games that pinball tables that they had in an old game for iOS, and they poured them over to Zaccaria. The awards tables you don't have to pay for. You can pay for $10 and get them all, or as you get achievements, you can unlock them. So, but the thing is, they're up so high now. You need like 2,600 achievements to unlock the latest one. Well, you could get a total of like 5,000 achievements overall for the game. So you get achievements like left and right, and all over the place for that game. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm not much of an achievement person, so.
Yeah, but when they unlock stuff, when you get them, then you kind of think, okay.
That's different. They're more of they're less of an achievement, more of like bounties and stuff like that. I get it. Yeah. Cool.
Well, I guess with me, real quick, I'll be live tonight somewhere between 8 and 10, and I'm not sure what video I'm going to do next week. We'll just have to see.
Oh, what's coming up? Yeah. There's not much coming up in your wheelhouse until the cards drop, right?
Yeah.
You should make a video where you revisit Gremlin Collection 1.
Yeah, unless I start talking about like other like indie games and things that I wish we would be getting on Evercade that like are lesser.
I know it could be videos. You could talk about your wish list for 2025 as series of games. Could be good.
There's that. I still might have to do something where I talk about like now that I've had some time and reflect, and after talking to you, I may have to do another one about like the showcase.
Yeah, second thoughts or third thoughts.
Yes, 10 thoughts.
Third thoughts with Ed.
So that's the thing I like about Evercade is it's the community and it's the discussion around it, the good, the bad, or the ugly, like that.
Well, I would recommend go check out the other Total Evercade podcast, see what their reaction was, and then kind of just do a video of you're thinking of where the community's at with the showcase.
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah.
Total Evercade podcast. To me, it sounds like a name that Strong Bad would have came up with. It's like Total Evercade podcast.
Not at the Civic Center.
Oh, you didn't talk about the scoot. Yeah,
it's just $5.
The Scunny collection.
So real quick.
Okay, where was that video anyway? I know it was an April Fool's joke, but who created it?
Okay. Genejoke. So
where's the video?
It's on my channel and the Ever.
No, I meant like the original video that you reacted to.
So check out the Evercade retreat. I mean, like Gene reacted to it as well. I mean, that was so real quick. I've been just like saying like when I've been going live, I'm like me and Gene should collaborate and like do something, and then we kind of got onto like April Fools, and then the next thing I know after like I signed like. And keep in mind, this man doesn't sleep because of the 6-hour time difference. Like I think like it was like the next day when I woke up, then he just said, "Hey, here's an April Fool's." Yeah, he just did the original trailer. Here's an April Fool's video for us to react to. And so, yeah, 100%. No, Gene's awesome. Gene's awesome like that. So it was a lot of fun.
I'm curious. I don't know. Is Scunny a real thing or not?
No, it is.
Okay.
It is. It's a real publisher. I think it's just a publisher with like that cat, like all those bad games. And it's funny that it came out the second day after. I mean, most people are like, yeah. But here's the thing that I know for like at least 1/10 or a split second when people saw new DOS games, they were probably like, oh, like they kind of.
They're old, yeah.
Well, the second I saw the thumbnail, I was like, "Oh, an April Fool's joke."
You did a really good job.
Because
he said, "What about?"
I'm just looking at it on the Evercade retreat. That's awesome.
Because my thinking was like, why wouldn't they have they announced this in the showcase?
Yeah.
Why would they wait one day?
It was just a quick fun 2 minutes video. It was just it was just a quick fun little little thing. So I'm like, yeah, I'll react to that. So all right, we should probably go ahead and call it here. I was wondering if somebody was going to bring that up.
No, I've got to check it out now.
He said he'll list the original trailer. Yeah, dude. Yeah, totally.
No, yeah, it's up on his channel. I was just checking out his channel.
The original, yeah.
Why, Crow? Why?
Why not?
Why not?
Good stuff.
All right, guys. I think this is a good place to end here. Thanks so much for everyone watching. Subscribe to all our channels and all that cool YouTube stuff. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Crashline, Immortal Sojourn, Amber Cummings, Joe Whitlush, Alex Groot.